What's up, guys? Hello, hello. Good day. How are you? Oh my God, it is another beautiful day. So happy to be here with you guys, joining me for another Cacoa Tea edition. I want to welcome all of the viewers, wherever you're locked in, whatever in the world you're tuned in from. Welcome. I want to especially thank Digicel Play. Any of you who have the Digicel Play app, you can actually go on and see this show live. So that's in 30 countries around the world. You can actually tune in right now to Cacoa Tea. I actually have a ginger mint in my mouth right now. See? See? Yeah. I think I'm getting the cold, so I'm trying to like not get the cold. So I'm eating ginger mint like there's no tomorrow. All right. So we got a great show for you today. We have Lyndell is going to be joining us. She is a phenomenal woman, and I cannot wait to introduce her to you guys, my Cacoa Tea followers, my lovers, my friends, my fans. She's a phenomenal Caribbean woman. I almost said women because I'm thinking of all of the things that she does. She does so many things, and reading through her bio, I was actually like thinking, oh my God, this woman kind of sounds and feels like me. Like, how does she do so many different things and like live? like, like she is so talented, and I'm so excited to bring her on with us today. I want to big up Curvel. Curvel's the one who made the introduction. So big up to you, Curvel, for linking up a fellow Caribbean woman to the Cacoa Tea family. Guys, it's so great getting, connected with all of these different people from across the Caribbean and having them share their story through my medium. And it's so uplifting, it's so inspiring. And I hope I can continue to inspire you and share with you and have all of these amazing people share their lives with you. So I hope I can continue to do that. I don't know why I feel sentimental, but yeah, I just hope that I can continue to do that. If you're just tuning in, let me know where you're locked in from as always. I really like to know where my listeners or viewers are listening or viewing from. So let me know where you're locked in, and we can get this show on the road. I can't wait to introduce Lyndell with you. All along, I kept thinking she was Guyanese, but she does have a little bit of Guyanese in her, but she is actually St. Lucian, right? And St. Lucia is for us our sister island. It's funny though, like no offense to any other Caribbean island whatsoever, but I'm talking to her and I'm thinking, okay, she's Guyanese, and I'm like, oh, you're in Guyana, you living, and I'm trying to like, ask her all of these questions and stuff. And then she says, well, I moved here. And I was like, so you're not Guyanese? And she goes, no. She goes, I'm St. Lucian. I'm like, you're St. Lucian? And it automatically, conversation almost becomes different because for us, Dominican, I don't know if the other islands have that same connection with their fellow islanders, but Dominicans and St. Lucians are really like sisters. Like the second she said she was from St. Lucia, I know, I just felt calm. I just felt like, oh, I talked to my family. Like, oh, no big deal. It just automatically became so comfortable. So I'm getting ready to get her on. Monel is here. Hi, Monel. How are you? Thank you so very much for tuning in. And just let me know, guys, where you're locked in from. Share the live as soon as you get on. Share the live. I'm gonna get Lyndell on. Right, I'm not gonna miss a bit today because we have a packed show for you. As I said, she is so multi-talented, and I can't wait to share her story with you guys. I'm getting ready to get her on Cacoa Tea. So without no further ado, let's welcome Lyndell to the show. Hi, Lyndell. You ready to talk?
Hello, hello, hello. How are you, Jael?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Excited to be here.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on. I was just sharing with the viewers, the fact that you're St. Lucian, but you do live in Guyana.
I
And
am indeed.
I'm
Yes.
just saying how different it felt the second you told me you were St. Lucian. It just felt different.
Well,
So
it's like, yes, kindred spirits immediately.
seriously, no joke there. We're getting ready for a show, and I just want to welcome the folks who are coming on. Gillette, Joseph, good day to you guys, and all of the fans and all the friends across the different network, especially Digicel Play, and of course the show will air again on radio, as well as the feed will be on the podcast would be on iTunes. But I'm happy to have you here with me, Lyndell. And
Thank you so much. I really want to say a good afternoon to your fans. I see them logging in, and they look like they're super excited to be here, just as I am.
Super excited to know about you. And this medium is actually to inspire. I hope that people can connect with each other and relate to each other. Like I was saying, just reading your bio, I felt like I could relate to you somewhat because
Thank you.
You're in a different country. You're doing different things, but you're doing so many different things. It's like how does one balance all of this? But we're gonna get into that later on in the show. And I want to start off the show first of all by you introducing yourself to the audience, letting us know who you are. It's a question that I ask every single guest on every single show. And the reason why, and one person actually asked me once, why are you asking who I am? You are a bit offended by it.
Who I am.
It's not to offend, it's more or less to find out, how do you look at yourself? Because people can look at you as somebody else, and you have this extensive bio, and they might say, "Oh, Lyndell is business development trainer and blah blah blah." Who is Lyndell?
Exactly. And I appreciate you for that question. The reason for that is because sometimes, when people ask you who are you, it is not for you, it's not for your CV. It is really who I am. I am a mother, a wife, a sister. Fundamentally, I'm a Caribbean woman. I am so Caribbean. I am born in St. Lucia. My father Barbadian, my mother St. Lucian. I live currently in Guyana. My stepfather Vincentian. How more Caribbean can I be? And the thing about it is that in spite of everything else you do, you need to be able to always connect with your roots. Because for me, being a mother, a sister, a friend is the most important thing personally, and those who know me know that about me. All of the other things that I have added on, trainer, business consultant, all of these things are add-ons. But fundamentally, I'm a woman. I'm a Caribbean woman. I'm a sister.
Yes. I like that. I like that. I'm a sister, and I almost felt like a sister for a second there. Yeah. I love that.
I like the rap too,
Thank you. Yo, this is like, people always ask me, why do you wrap your hair? It's more of like a bad hair day. Wrap your hair.
It is absolutely beautiful. A
Thank
true
you.
sister.
Thank you. Yes. All right. So you mentioned that you are St. Lucian. Tell us a little bit about where you grew up and what was life like growing up.
I had a great childhood. I had a childhood, a Caribbean childhood, a St. Lucian childhood. Loved my family. I came from a large family. My grandmother, Rita was, or most people called her Majo. So Majo was the matriarch of our family. She said, "Drink water every day, children," and we had to drink the water. She was a woman who gardened and showed us how to garden. We didn't take it when we were younger, but today I am gardening. I run a farm. I do all of those great things. I think it's because of her. St. Lucia for me was a place where we played, we grew, really inspired each other as we grew up, because it was somehow, I believe, because of a lot of our forefathers and those who came before us, they paved the way for St. Lucian children. So we have people like Sir Arthur Lewis and Derek Walcott. These were the people we looked up to as children. So most St. Lucians you meet, you will find that they always aspire to excellence. And that even from our childhood, where we played, how we played on the beach, heading to the beach for the whole Sunday. We always had to make sure that we are following the law. I remember crossing over even the VG airport in St. Lucia to head to the beach. We had our parents always made sure that we did certain things. You have to stop until the green light comes before you cross over to head to the beach, and you were crossing the runway of an airport. And that's how we grew up. But we were all, what was always inculcated in us is following rules, following instructions, and having the ultimate respect for authority. So that was my St. Lucia.
We share the same sentiments, because daughters are also very high achievers as well.
Yes.
It's something that's ingrained in us, and even to this day, I'm back in school, and sometimes my professors say to me, "It's okay," and I'm like, "No, it's not okay. Like 78 is not okay. How can I get that up?" They're like, "But you did well." I'm like, "No, not well enough."
Exactly. We always were held to these ideals. We had to be a better version of ourselves every time. We were never taught to compete fiercely among ourselves, but to compete with yourself.
Yeah.
Be better than you were. Yes.
Yes. That is amazing. And so you mentioned growing up in St. Lucia. Whereabouts in St. Lucia you grew up, and what was your family life like?
Okay, so I was born in Leclerc, funny enough, and then we moved to Cedars. So a lot of my years was around the Cedars, Leslie Land area, which is just outside of Castries. So I'm a city girl. So I've lived there. We lived there for many years, and then we moved up to Sunville, which was a little higher up in the same general vicinity. As we grew older, we moved to other locations in St. Lucia, but that was where I grew up. I grew up in Castries, the city.
Yes, and you mentioned that you are a sister. You have siblings. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I do. I have one sister after me. On my mother's side, that is. So you know how that happens in the Caribbean, right, Jael? So the
Yeah.
mother has her kids, and then the father has his kids. So on the mother side, I have two sisters, Elza Samuel and Alice, who lives in Canada. Elsa is in Orlando, and Alice is in Canada. So shout out to my sister Alice in Canada. And my brother, who also lives in Canada, Purnell Clark. So it was four of us in a household. However, I have lots of other siblings. So I have Julie, Glenn, they're all on my father's side. I also have Nikki, they're all father's children, John, father's kids, but always very close. And the way that the Caribbean at the time, and I think up to now, is that although we have all of these extended families, then as we grow up, it becomes a little more seamless, that we embrace what used to be what divided us. After a while, as we grew up, we as adults connect with each other still. So I'm happy to have them all.
It's mostly the parents that kind of put that in people.
Yeah.
Like, you're afraid to talk to the outside child, as they call them.
Exactly. Because you know what they're going to say, right? Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was our Caribbean. We need to embrace that. Yes.
But you get older, and then you realize, I have so much more in common with this person than the people that I lived with, growing up.
Exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
How can I not be connected to that person?
Yeah, and I've always been very open to them. We always really had a good relationship. We never had a bad relationship and stuff like that. So as they grew up, as we all grew up, our kids now are in different places, and hopefully one day before we die, we can bring our kids together so that our children do not say, "Mommy, meet my boyfriend or meet my girlfriend, and then it's a niece of mine or something." So
Wow.
I'm just always praying and hoping that we could come together, although we live in so many countries.
Oh my God.
It's the reality of the Caribbean.
So you left St. Lucia and you decided to move to another. I like to probably say another. It's technically a country, but it's one of our fellow islands, so to
Yes,
speak, right? So you decide to move to Guyana. What prompted that?
it is very Caribbean.
It is.
Yeah. Well, what happened is around 20, about around 1996, I moved to London to study, and then came back to St. Lucia, and then went back again to Sweden to study. So I studied a lot in Europe, and then we came back to Caribbean. During that time, life happened. Met met my friend, husband, the most handsome guy in the Caribbean, and got married. And then we decided that we were going to move home to St. Lucia. It just happened that he got an opportunity here in Guyana. And we decided we had been apart because he was studying, I was studying. And in between that, we had our daughter. So we had to make a family decision as to where we live, or else he would probably be here 12 years and I would be back there in St. Lucia. So we made that decision, and the decision was that I was going to take some leave of absence because I worked for the government at the time and head on to Guyana. I did that, and 12 years down the line, I'm here.
The things we do for men.
I am telling you, but more specifically, the things we do for family and for children, because I worked in tourism, moved about a lot, so we had to literally get, home help to help with her, and my husband at the time also move around a lot. So there we were, being successful professionals, but our daughter was being raised and we were being assisted by a third party. So when we decided to come here, it was really about her. It was about us having some more time to take care of her and to do some great things for her. And we haven't regretted that at all.
Wow. I read your bio, and your bio is so it's extensive, it's intense, there's so much going on in it. You're involved in, or you've been involved in so many different initiatives. You're involved in entrepreneurship, you were involved in tourism, culture, arts, teaching, business development, training. Like, why so many different things? How exactly did you fall into all of these different things?
So the 12 years that I have spent here in Guyana allowed me, or gave me, these opportunities. It really allowed me to not just be working for one organization. And too often in the Caribbean, we are 30 and 40, and we could say that we have worked in one organization for 15 or 16 years, and we think that this is a champion or a trophy statement. It really isn't, because if we look at our counterparts around the world, a person at 30 and 35 have probably done about 3 or 4 or 5 jobs. So there I was, some 12 years ago, I had worked for the government of St. Lucia for 19 years.
Wow.
Yes. And so I came into a new space, as I said, to take care of family, etc. And there I saw many opportunities. There were opportunities for me to sip some tea and talk about what was going wrong. And I decided no. I decided that if you see that there are issues, or there are things that you can help with, the better thing to do is to help. And so I started lecturing at the university here in Guyana. So I lectured here for about a year and a half. And meanwhile, during that time, I did a lot of consulting work on my own, independently. And then I started doing a bit of consulting for CARICOM Secretariat. And that's how the whole thing spiraled. I then decided that I would have to stop the lecturing, because the kids deserved a little more time.
Mm-hmm.
And I am one of those people who believe in youth and youth development. So what I did then is, I did the consulting work, and then I moved on to actual employment, where I was headhunted to manage a project that looked at the redevelopment and reconstruction of Haiti. And
Yes.
that was Guyana. Yes. So
That,
I mean,
I saw this, I was like, wow.
yes. Who's not going to do that for Haiti? I would do anything for that country because I really love it. It's one of the, if any of the viewers here are looking on, Haiti, in my mind, is truly undiscovered. What the media tells you about Haiti is not Haiti. It's really a beautiful country. It's good people, people who really believe in moving things ahead. So I worked with them for a long time and enjoyed it.
What was it like working in Haiti?
It was, well, the thing is, I had, funny enough, whilst I did the reconstruction and redevelopment of Haiti, I was working out of the headquarters of the CARICOM Secretariat here in Guyana. So I traveled there on projects. So I did I think it was a cholera medical supply project. I did a Cardi revegetation project. I also did a wash project in collaboration with the IOM, the International Organization for Migration. And every time I had to go into various parts of Haiti. So I have been inside of Haiti quite a bit. And after that, I worked in Haiti for about 2.5 to 3 months full time, where we looked at the Carifesta, I worked on Carifesta in Haiti. So wow. I have been around there a little bit, yes.
So what was the experience like? Was it just because, the media tells you that Haiti has so much poverty, Haiti has so much crime, and that's what you see, that's pushed out in the public. Just like how years ago it was done with Africa, the same thing where Haiti is concerned. What was your impression of Haiti?
I saw, for me, I will say to you one thing. Every Caribbean person needs to take a trip to Haiti. And the reason for that is because Haiti is the first Caribbean country, island to revolt against slavery. And all of the history is there. All of it is present in Mopana. Mopana is one of the best museums. I mean, it is so beautiful. It tells you could go in there and literally see what is our history. A very important thing as Caribbean people for us to see. And then there are loads of persons in Haiti who themselves have collected historical artifacts that really tells us the story of our journey as Caribbean people. So I would recommend that people literally take a trip to Haiti. Then the media shows you what sells, and that is broken down shanties, City Soleil with all of its ills because it's a slum area, but a slum area, it can be found in each of our countries, and you know that, Jael.
Amen.
We all have slums, right?
Yes.
But Haiti has some beautiful parts of it. You go down to Jacmel. Jacmel is like a tapestry of art. You walk into the bus stops and you come off in Jacmel. It looks like a melting pot of culture, of rich culture and art, right? Then you could go as far north, in Haiti, where you could actually see the citadel. The citadel is a sight for sore eyes. You get to the top there and you don't want to leave. People sit there. You literally see the cannons. You see all of the things, in my mind, that really, really define us as Caribbean people. So it's a great experience. And don't forget the beautiful beaches, the landscape, the topography. There are parts of Haiti totally unexplored and unseen. And that's from a Haitian who's been there.
Now I want to go. I want to go to Haiti.
Yes.
Very good friend.
I really love it.
And I think I'm gonna have to make that trip. Now,
Indeed.
you also, in addition to all the projects that you worked on, you are big on mentorship. It's a huge part of what you do.
Yes.
To get into mentorship.
Well, I think mentorship chose me more than I chose it. The thing is, I've always seen the youth of our region and the of Saint Lucia, of Guyana, where I live now, as the most important asset of any region or country. And so I often say to my colleagues, I've never lectured students that are so ready and willing to learn like the Guyanese students. When I lecture at the university, they're always so willing, ready, and able to learn. So I am thinking, you know, why is it that they do not move on, or why is it that they do not move as fast as they should? And in conversations with them, that is where the mentorship starts. Because, you're just asking a question or two, and there, the young person, you giving responses, and the young person is so impressed by what they hear. And they keep coming back to ask another question and another question. And that is how mentorship really grew for me. I must also say thank you to a young lady by the name of Samantha Shiopashad. She's Guyanese. She is one of the Queen's young leaders. Samantha chose me to be her mentor. And that is where a lot of the mentorship started. And then after, I mentored other Queen's young leaders, and I continue to do it up to now.
Wow. This is
Yes.
you're like a phenomenal woman. Like, you're like the real Caribbean woman. It's so amazing. I love the name of your business. You started off in Guyana with the Taste of St. Lucia. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So, okay. So, when we were thinking about, the name for our business, I remember my husband saying or mentioning cerulean. And I thought that sounds nice. And I said, where did the name come from? And then he told me that cerulean is the blue of our St. Lucian flag. So I was like, I love it. Yes. And so we decided that it would be a good name for our business, because Guyana is not the only place where we operate. We operate throughout the region, internationally as well.
Okay.
And so it would be a good way to bring the message of our St. Lucianness, for want of a better word, to the world. So when people ask me why, they have all kinds of pronunciations of it. And I say it is cerulean. It is the blue of my country flag, St. Lucia. And so I explained to them that cerulean also means purity. It means integrity. It means honesty. And that is a value of me and my family. So, hence the reason for cerulean. Take a little bit of home with you.
You definitely did. And your business does a lot of mostly business development in terms of training. What exactly does that entail?
Okay, so one of the things that we see, or we pride ourselves by, is that we help companies to build capacity. Sometimes you hear people saying all the time, employ for an attitude and train later. So many business owners are actually doing that, because they have felt that your attitude determines your altitude. It also helps in the customer focus approach to doing business. That is what is being put forward as your plan for success in your business. You need to be customer focused. So here we are with employers who may be employing people for a great attitude, and therefore how are they going to train those persons who have the attitude, but perhaps do not have some of the softer skills, do not have some of the technical skills? And that is where we come in. Because in businesses, your training Your training manager cannot train on everything. I can't train on everything. And that is why at Cerulean, we have trainers who are specialists in particular areas, right? So we might have, for example, we have a specialist out of Jamaica who is our communication specialist. We might have someone who's a business specialist who's out of Guyana. There I am, where I am a service quality specialist and also business. So we believe that organizations do not, or the training managers in organizations do not all have the answers. And that is where we come in. We offer companies to help them build capacity.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really, really good. So you've networked all across the Caribbean. So you literally have like a crew that follows you and can
Exactly.
chip in wherever necessary based on the needs of each individual company.
That is the point. As well, I'll tell you something else. It starts with my inner circle. So every woman, and particularly a woman in business, need to have a trust circle. So have a trust circle of women in Jamaica, in Trinidad, in Barbados, where we sometimes get together and talk about our businesses. And then from that very pool, we also, when women come together, how we have these strong qualifications, and you wonder, wow, my sister, that's you, kind of. So we have that, and we have. So I have been blessed with a nice, neat trust circle where I can reach out to them and say, hey, I'm trying to do XYZ. For example, I have Valerie Grants in Jamaica. Valerie is a geospatial specialist. Where do you ever hear, this woman, geospatial? She does these GIS, geography, mapping, etc. So, I can pull on her and say, hey, Val, I have to do XYZ. Can you come in with me? And she's like, yes, just say time and place. I'll be there. So that's the kind of thing. Then we have, we have people like Risel Melville. Risel is a project manager, and she is serious. She works on projects from start to end. She teaches project management. So, these are the kinds of women and people that I am blessed with, because on my own, as cerulean or one person, I can't do it all.
There's no way.
And here we have Caribbean women who have invested just like me to train themselves, to get qualified. And they're probably just working a 9 to 5. So why not pull on them and say, hey, sister, come with me. Come, let's do some work. Let's help other sisters.
I like that you mentioned that because you're working as a team. A lot of women, especially Caribbean women, as much as we love each other, it's very difficult for us to work together. How do you actually, how are you able to forget personalities and actually do your work, do what you're set out to do? Because it can be
so here's what it is.
Strong.
So here's what it is. So my girlfriends in St. Lucia, who I was raised with, are not the ones who are in the Cerulean Trust Circle. Some of them are there, but not all, because Cerulean looks at the qualification, the ability to execute. And that is where the trust circle starts. If we have to be talking about, auntie daughter down the road there, she need a job, so she must come and work for us. No, is auntie's daughter qualified to do the task? So we really need, as Caribbean people, to stop already with this friend. We tend to love this friend. And so sometimes we lose sight of what really matters. What matters is the person that I'm going to put on the board here to execute the task for you, Jael. Can she do it? Is she qualified? Is she experienced? right? Does she have the know-how? And most importantly, is she a people person? Can she agree to disagree with you and still remain, professional?
And
These are some of the things that we lack as Caribbean women.
that can be so difficult to when you disagree,
Yes,
and you don't even know how to actually say, hey, I don't really agree with you. But when it's on a professional level, you always have to find a happy
yes.
medium.
No, but you see, you see with this, what you need to probably say is why. My husband says that all the time. He says a lot of the time we say you can't do this or you can't do that, right? But we never say why. So Jael, here's what I don't agree with you because of one, two, three, four. However, I really do agree with the first point you made. So the person does not go away feeling like you've just cut me totally off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
You need to
also,
say why.
yes, you're involved in culture and art,
Yeah.
um, and all of these women's groups.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the cultural aspect of worship.
The culture. Okay, so here's what I think I love art and I love culture. You see my painting behind
I
me.
love
Yeah, a creation as a birthday gift from one of my mentees, Carol Fraser. So I always say to them, I live vicariously through my art students and mentees because I love art so much. And so when I was approached by the then government of Guyana to sit on a steering committee to establish the National School of Art, Drama, and Theatre, I didn't say no. I was so pleased and I was so happy to be on that side of history that I could say that I was part of establishing the school, especially because I don't think there is another one like it within the region. So the Guyana National School of Art, Drama, and Theatre is still going on today. And one of the things, because I'm business skewed, I established the entrepreneurship course. And the course was called The Business of Art. Because too often you see our beautiful artists in the Caribbean not know how to sell their art, not know how to get their art and themselves out there. So I designed that module and we did some training in that regard. And whilst I was doing all of that, there was Carifesta happening in Guyana. I think it was 2000. I can't remember the exact year. But then CARICOM asked me if I could sit on a committee to help them to set up their space. And that's how I got into CARIFESTA.
Wow.
And I have not missed another CARIFESTA except for the last one in Trinidad. I've been to all of the CARIFESTAs as well as worked in it. So I worked as the consultant for CARIFESTA in Haiti. I was the consultant coordinator for the Caribbean Marketplace for the Arts in Suriname. I also did the Guyana one. So I've been around, and I was actually the consultant for an Italian fashion project that happened in the margins of Carifesta in Barbados. So every time I do that, it feeds my soul in terms of of art and culture, because that is the pinnacle of the art and culture in the Caribbean, this mega event, Carifesta. And being part of that really feeds me for a year or two, as every 2 years that happens. Yes, that's how I got involved in it.
What do you enjoy most about it?
I enjoy seeing an artist who comes from the other districts, not the ones in the city, who comes, let us say, from as far afield, and is able through his art for the world to see how beautiful how beautiful he is, and how beautiful his art is. So you find people coming from so far, and then they would have the conversation, and you literally watch them grow, and then you meet them at Carifesta, and you think, wow, so that for me is very good. what the other thing that I enjoy the most about Carrie Festa or even culture is watching the displays on stage. I remember in Barbados that we did a runway, and there were fashion shows every, I think, like 4 or 5 fashion shows a day. But in between that, we had this guy from St. Lucia, from Guyana, called Bravo Arts, who literally painted his colleagues into various animals, and they just look so real.
Wow.
Everybody stood in awe. I mean, how beautiful is this? This is our Caribbean. These are our youth, So these things make me happy.
I want to go back into talking a little bit about your family. We touched on it a little bit at the start.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your home life and your kids and your husband.
Okay. So we are a family of 5.
You have to stop for a second. Eh?
3 girls and husband and wife. The two are big girls. They are my husband's kids, and I have one biological daughter.
Okay.
And however, we always see them as a unit because of how close we are. We've always, tried to show them the best part of us. When we are thinking of what we want to bring to this world, I think both my husband and myself, we think of being honest, being true, being authentic, being original. These things are very important, and always speaking your truth is something else that we say to them.
Yeah.
So those people who know me know that.
I think you're sort of reiterating something. I just finished reading Black Privilege by Charlemagne Claude.
Yes.
Is a radio host, and I mean, he that's what he speaks. He says, "Be authentic, be honest."
The original, yes.
The original all the time. And
Yes.
and when you say that, it just resonates with me. That you have to keep being that. That way, your word is your bond. Like
Totally.
whenever you say. Go ahead.
Indeed. And the thing about it is easy to copy. It is so easy to copy. And so we have so many copycats. But it is you have to do a little more thinking, a little more pondering, a little more writing, planning, if you are to be original. And some of us can't be bothered to do that. And this is the reason why I always say to my daughter, and I say to all of the young people in my family, I say, hey, take time to think about what you want. Take time to plan what you want. We cannot all be doing the same thing. How boring would that be? How boring would life be? Even the fact that I am an entrepreneur. I say when I go to schools or when I go to speak to young people, I say, not every one of you I'm talking to here that I am trying to turn into an entrepreneur, because who will work for me? You understand me? We can't. We really all be. No.
It's impossible. Now how do you balance your personal life and your professional life?
Well, with my personal life, one of the things that we often do as a family is to always spend time with each other, and we hold each other accountable to that. So my daughter will walk in the room and say, "So you're not spending much time with me. I need us to do XYZ." Or I might say, "I think we haven't been to the cinema in a while. What's going on? We need to do something." And so we hold each other and ourselves accountable in that way. Another thing with that is we have a routine as a family, and we've done it for a long time. So when we come home from work, we all 3 would lie on the bed with our daughter in the center and just talk about the day. So now she's gotten older. She's 18. She doesn't really come to lie in the center anymore. But even when we come home, we make like what the Guyanese will call swank, or Lucians will call squash. We'll sit down, we'll make some squash. We still Caribbean children, you know what I mean? and, we, and we'll have a sandwich, or we'll have something, because we don't really eat heavy at night. And so we do these things together. And even when I'm out late or my husband's out late, the family misses that. So we talk about it, or we say that to each other. So we're very authentic in our way. It's not every day we are going to sit together as this family, and I'm not going to make you think that's what it is. Some days we are late, some days we are away, we're traveling, some days our daughter is late because she's a karateka. So there are so many things that happen. But what is good is that we keep each other, we are accountable to each other. And that means a lot.
How do they cope with you doing so many different things?
They are supportive. They're really supportive. As a family, we are supportive in everything and anything that each other does. So when my daughter does karate, we are there. When she has a tournament, we are always there. When my husband is big into youth development in terms of the Catholic Youth Organization, so he's doing like a youth camp. I am there in the youth camp, providing much needed assistance or even lecturing there. He also is big in sports. So when it's his sports day, we all in the middle of the sport. We really support each other, and I think that works well for us.
That is so.
And there's another thing. Everybody who knows me knows that I love the gym. Love the gym. I love to exercise. So that's another way of balancing. So I have to get a bit of a workout in, or else I'm a grouch.
Really? Do you do it in the morning or in the evenings?
I do it in the morning. And what I've realized here is that I can't get anybody to meet with me. We're a bit of an early family, but I can't get anybody to meet with me between 8 o'clock and 10. Because even if I say let's meet at 8:30, then they might walk in at 10, or 9 o'clock, they might walk in at 10. So here's what. We have to find nice ways of dealing with some of the issues instead of us getting upset. So do the gym between there, and then my first meeting will be 10 o'clock.
That's a nice one.
Yes, you have to sort of, find a way.
You definitely find your balance. Now with all what you're doing, when do you plan on slowing down? Or do you plan on ever slowing down?
No.
I like how you're like, no. Are you
because here's what I love what I do. I love people. I love youth. One of the things I will say to you though is that we are moving, and you will see in like the link that I sent you, where I am doing a lot of my business coaching online. So I have set up a landing page where folks can literally come in, call me in, and do a half an hour, do a 15 minutes for free, and then you can do 45 minutes where I talk to you about your business and help you. So with time, I would like to be able to be in Dominica for the Creole Festival and do some work on the side.
I like how you slide that in. I love how you just slide that in. Right?
You know what I mean? I'd love to be able to do that.
That's a perfect opportunity for me to actually tell the viewers that if they need to get in touch with you, in contact with you, all of your social media handles are, of course, listed
down there.
Yeah, depends on where you're actually viewing. If you're viewing on a phone or on a computer, it can be either above or below. All of the contact information is there, including your website and your landing page.
Totally. And the landing page, they could contact me on there. There's a free 15 minutes, and you can literally schedule me. You'll see my calendar. Click on there, see when I'm available. and it will definitely alert me, and I'll be more than happy to have a chat.
Yes, and you heard that, Dominica? She wants to go to Creole Festival. She wants.
Hello,
I like
love it,
how
love it, love it.
exactly during a Creole Festival time for you to want to come, eh? So you want to mix a little bit of business and pleasure.
I want to do that, of course. Everybody who knows me know I love, love, love music. I love our Caribbean festivals. I want, as I get older, my old man and myself will travel throughout the Caribbean and follow some of the festivals, have a good time, but still do a little bit of work on the side. We are actually retiring later these days, so you don't really need to retire to sit still, do nothing. Not at all.
That's right. That's right. Are you looking for somebody to groom? Because I might want to volunteer myself.
We are always looking for people to groom. We believe we are not part of the regime who did not do knowledge management. We groom you. We help you grow. Because in our Caribbean, for too long, we have used information as currency, information as a tool to hold above the youth, the head of the youth. We share information. We believe in knowledge management. We believe that we are not the end all. After us, the young people must come up to do what we do or better. So we
Wow.
encourage that.
That is simply amazing. I love to hear everything that you're saying. It
Thank you.
resonates with me a lot. What happens next for your company?
What happens next for 2020? I'm not sure if you've been following the news in Guyana. Guyana has found oil, and so there's a totally changing business environment here. So we are looking at developing standards for our business. We are looking at putting a lot of what we do online. We are also looking at expanding. 2020 is our growth year. There'll be lots of great things. We have some great projects. So we are actually also looking for investors who can come in and work with us, because we believe that there's so much that we could do to help the youth in Guyana and regionally. So we are calling out the investors to come talk to us, because we really think that Cerulean is on a growth path, and we are asking everyone to come on board with us. We are not growing alone. We're growing this way. We're opening our arms out.
Oh my God. I'm just gonna get into the chat, because a few people have been sending in messages, and at any time,
Wow.
guys, if you have any questions, feel free to send in your question. I just want to shout out a few people who are locked in. Sylvia
Yes.
Seaman Peltier, Kimara Matthew is locked. Kimara says she likes especially the free part. She said you should come and do. Melinda says you should come and do something that where Dominic is concerned. We also have Curvel just joining us. Curvel says she is very good at what she does. Kimara, I am so reaching out. Does she say no, Jael, not you? She's telling me not to reach out.
Oh my gosh. No, no. We bring it in jail. We bringing in jail. Totally, totally.
Curvel says when she
jail.
is done with the business, you will be brand new. So that's what Curvel
Oh.
saying. Kimara saying she's excited already. Kimara is an entrepreneur out in Dominica. She's a fashion
Wow.
designer.
Excellent.
She's always thinking of something new to do. What is the next
No,
best thing?
that is what is needed. So
Yes.
tell Tamara, keep on keeping on.
And she's a chatterbox, and she loves to talk. She loves to engage. And I think, Kimara, you should definitely reach out to her. All of her contacts.
And just saying to the Dominican crew out there, Lakea Joseph is my mentee. She's Dominican. She's the Queen's young leader in Dominica. And I've worked with her. I don't know if you know her. Shout out to her, those of you. Love her, love her, love her. Doing great things in Dominica.
Awesome. Anything else that you'd like us to know? One of the things I actually want to ask you before.
One thing that I would like to say here.
One of the things I'd want to ask.
I'd just like to say thank you to Cavell.
Yes. Yes, go ahead. We're having a little bit of a delay. That's why.
I'm not hearing that.
We're having a little bit of a delay.
Yes, a delay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I just want to say thank you to Cavell David who connected us. You must never forget your connector. Cavell David has been a fan of mine in Guyana for a long time. A dynamic Dominican woman. She's been pushing Dominican women in Guyana and well on Facebook, so you know that it has been really awesome. How the amount of great things that Dominican women are doing, and I see Cavell doing that throughout throughout her page, really pushing the bill for women and young people in Dominica. This is what we need to be doing, people. It's our Caribbean. We need to do great things for each other.
That is absolutely, you are absolutely correct. Before we actually wrap up, there's one thing I'd want to know. Is there anything that people don't know about you that you'd like them to know?
Is there anything? Yes, there is one thing.
Woo!
Yes.
Actually,
yeah. There's two things. One, that I absolutely love Guyana. Do not listen to anything that's being told to you about Guyana. Come visit the country yourself. That's the first thing. The second thing is I am setting up a foundation for women. It is called the Caribbean Lifestyle Foundation, and that foundation will be targeting women after childbirth, because I lost a lot of my memory after childbirth, and every other woman that I have spoken to have told me about something that went wrong with her after childbirth, from her hair to her teeth to her ability to even hold down a job. You see what I mean?
because before I had like kids, I had like kind of sort of have perfect teeth, but
right.
One of my tooth shifted because now if I eat saltfish, stuff gets stuck between it. And I went to my dentist and I was like, what is going on? Like, why all of a sudden anything I could lodge there? And he goes, well, that happens after pregnancy. So why did that happen? Like, that is so puzzling. Like,
that is the issue. So we're going to be with the Caribbean Lifestyle Foundation. We are going to be looking at women and women development after childbirth. How could we be of better support? What are some of the information that we need to give to women? And the thing is, women or youth, women who are having babies are themselves youth. So these are young people who don't know. So we are going to be telling them some stuff, some things about, what to look for, how to deal with them, and also putting forward the support mechanisms for them.
Wow,
so that is something else about me that folks don't know.
We have to follow you, follow all of her her contacts. As I mentioned before, her social media handles are in the broadcast, so it's either above or below. Her name and her contact, her website, her landing page, her Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is all on there. You can contact her, you can follow her, and let her share some of her knowledge with you. And I really see how appreciative I am of Cavell for connecting us together.
Absolutely.
It was so quick. Like, she literally emailed you and she's like, yo.
Like minutes like that.
I get on this and you're on it.
What I thought that was really good about it is how authentic it all comes out. It's so unplanned. We just having a really good, sister to sister chat. And I love that.
Yes, Melinda is saying, I think the foundation is a great initiative.
Oh, thank you so much.
Commending you on that. I'm happy to have this medium where women and men can share, especially Caribbean people can share, with everyone, exactly what they're doing. Because you would be surprised how quickly and easily it is that you help someone with just one sentence in everything that you said, somebody's help.
And I really want to commend your work. I've been following you as well in terms of the number of people you connect with, through this medium. Never stop doing what you're doing. Always, continue. And the thing is, I find that you are so so cordial in how you interact. So people, it makes it easy for people to tell you some serious stuff. And that's important. That's important.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of. I don't know. I guess I just make people comfortable. I don't even know what it is. But I'm so happy that you could have come on with me. And I always say I invite others, to come on. I really want this to be about the Caribbean and not necessarily just like in Dominica, because I believe that we as women of the Caribbean, we need to remain connected. Together, we are so much stronger than apart. Right?
Absolutely.
We're so
Absolutely.
And I
we have so much in common. So much in common. We speak the same language,
Yes, we do. We definitely do. Curvell she just keeps talking. Jael, she is in a league of her own.
I love Cavell.
Yes.
Love Cavell. He's really, really serious, bright, and going places. And that's what our Caribbean needs. And there's Steffi. Steffi is IK in Guyana. She's Dominican and Guyanese. So, integration, Jael, said in my mind, through the social dimension. I have said that for years, that it is, it's not where we sit with coats and tie and talk about integration. Integration happens, is our Caribbean. We are children of Dominicans, children of St. Lucians, Guyanese. We have Bajans, and we all are like a good, nice bouillon.
We are a good, nice bouillon. I like the way you put it. I'm getting called out because of you, Lyndell. I'm getting called out on the broadcast. Curvell is saying that I studied 767 Girls Rock. It's something I studied back in 2015. And Nisha is asking, when are we having another 767 Girls Rock? I'll tell you a little bit about 767 Girls Rock.
Please,
in
another. I will be there.
Well, I would be there. I don't know if you ever saw Black Girls Rock. It is an American show. But I do it completely different. I have launched the idea in my mind to want to alleviate our women, and what I found was that a lot of times as young women we want to do more, but we don't see people around us that we can relate to in terms of what we're doing or what we want to do. It's always somebody much older who's done it, and you can't really relate. Like, I can't really relate to you. You have to get to where you have to get to. How do I get to it in the next couple of years? And 767 Girls Rock, what it does is that we select women who are doing things, who are movers and shakers, are innovators, and they are within a certain age range who can offer inspiration to young minds. And I bring them on a stage for one night, and we talk and we share. But I do this background on them that they don't know. Like, I go into their lives. So I interview their family, their friends, their peers, their colleagues, their kids, their husbands, and we get all the tea from them. And I actually put it up.
All the juicy details.
Yeah, so people they're for the first time, they're seeing how people look at them and what people think of them, and how they're impacting people's lives, be it students, be it and they get to see that live on a live show. And the last one was actually right before Hurricane Maria. We had it back in April of 2017, and I'm looking hopefully to do it next year. So next year summer, I'm hoping to do another 767 Girls Rock. You coming down, right? You coming down?
Even 2 hands? One, it's 2 hands. Yes, please.
Yeah, so we're hoping to do that.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we're hoping to do that next year, and I'm hoping to do it even bigger. I've reached out to a few media persons outside of Dominica to see what sort of coverage we can really give this, because I really want it to be a big deal. I feel people can learn from it. And one of the things that Digicel has been on board with me for 767 Girls Rock. Like, they air my shows like every single week. right? They've aired,
That is nice.
and they've continued to air, even the shows that
Up
were
to now.
because it's timeless in terms of the material. These are things that young
That
people
is
always want to
there.
know. They always want to know that, hey, I can get my PhD
No.
at age 30. Because somebody else has
Exactly.
done, down the road did it. So I could do it,
Exactly.
right? So that's one of the things that it's about. And I really want to do it next year.
I would love to be a part of it, honestly. Hello. Hello.
yes, something happened. I don't know what happened. You there? You heard me? You there? Hello?
Hi.
You see me? Yes.
Yes.
We had a bit of a break. I
A
don't know
break
what.
in transmission.
Yes.
Yes.
So hopefully, I can get some other Caribbean women to come in for 767.
And I would definitely be able to help you with that.
I
Definitely.
definitely be
Yeah.
rich. We have each other on WhatsApp
Oh
now.
my God. I have you locked down. Don't worry.
And actually, Nisha, who's one of the folks who actually called me out on there, she actually lives in St. Lucia. She's a Dominican living in St. Lucia.
It's
So
a little. That's what I tell you. We have been moving throughout the Caribbean for years. We are true Caribbean people. So it's not a problem. I would get
yes,
from
yes.
Guyana to Dominica is not far. It's not far. We would love to do that. I
I
would
know.
love to
I
do
know that's part of. It was amazing having you on, Lyndell.
that. Thank
And
you.
I want to
But
comment you on
before you go, Jael, here's what. In St. Lucia, we say Cocoa Tea. But I heard you say Cacoa Tea, so I wanted to make sure I can say it like you.
girl, it's Cacoa
Caco,
Tea. Cacoa
Caco.
Tea.
All right, Coco, Caco, we there.
You know why we can't cocoa that tea? Because everybody cocoa tea. So we have to caco it.
Caco the tea. I love it.
Yes.
I love it, love it, love it.
I'm so happy to
But,
have you.
I appreciate you. I thank you so much for the opportunity. And I want to say thank you to all of your fans, all of the fans. I think they become my fans now. So, hello, fans. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate y'all. And JL, keep on doing you.
Thank you very much. And thank you so very much for being on, taking time out of your busy schedule, because it could have been family time, right? And you made time.
Yes. No, not to worry. We'll sort that out.
I always say you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be right here. And we have to appreciate
Absolutely. Love, Cacoa Tea. I'll follow you. I have already started following you, so we'll have some good times.
Yes, for sure.
See you later.
Take care. And until next time,
Take
thank you
care.
guys, those of you who tuned in. Really appreciate
Thank you.
you sharing with us. Until next time, the next time we'll be on will be October 19th, and that will be with Dr. Sophia George, who is she does so many things. You just have to tune in to see. We're coming up soon on October 19th. Guys, until next time, adios. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.